Hello, good day, Coach Youth. Hi, my name is Mariseo Kanya, the little teacher of Study Up 2. So, our topic for today is topic 5, all about learner-centered lesson plan. Intended learning outcomes. After studying the module, you are expected to 1. Identify the different parts, function, and characteristic of learner-centered lesson plan. 2. Compare and contrast an example learner's lesson plan with teacher or content-centered lesson plans. Number 3. Craft a lesson plan chunk emphasizing the use of a selected strategy. And number 4. The last, implement the design lesson plan chunk and appropriately chosen or selected strategy in response to learners' diverse needs. Learning style and backgrounds, linguistic, cultural, and socio-economic and religious. Introduction. Student-centered learning, or SCL, is an approach that allows students to take ownership of their learning instead of sitting passively and listening. As the teacher delivers instruction, in SCL, students create learning goals. In addition, students engage with others, often by using technology, to construct their learning. Finally, students monitor their progress, reflect on their learning, and make revision to their goals based on their reflections. During this process, teachers facilitate learning by providing appropriate scaffolds to support student learning. This approach is motivating and engaging for students because it incorporates interaction with others, often through the use of technology. Likewise, students are encouraged to pursue individual interests and learning preferences are considered. So, student-centered learning, the students are take ownership of their learning instead of sitting passively and listening to their teacher. While they also engage with others by using technologies and to construct their learning. So while they're doing it, the teachers or the facilitator they providing an appropriate scaffolds, or we can say supporting the student to their learning. So they said this approach is motivating and engaging for students so they can interact with others, often through also the use of technology.
Good day, Coach Jude. This is Yasha Rubia from BTLED ICT 1C, and today I'll be discussing a topic from topic 5, which is the lesson plan. A lesson plan helps teachers be more effective in the classroom by providing a detailed outline to follow each class period. This ensures every bit of class time is spent teaching new concepts and having a meaningful discussions, not figuring it out on the fly. A lesson plan is a teacher's daily guide for what students need to learn, how it will be taught, and how learning will be measured. A lesson plan is a detailed guide created by a teacher that outlines what students need to learn and how it will be taught during a specific class period or as a series of lessons. It helps ensure that teaching is organized, purposeful, and effective. The most effective lesson plan have 6 key parts. First is lesson objectives. Second is related requirements, lesson materials, lesson procedures and assessment method, and lesson reflection. Because each part of a lesson plan plays a role in the learning experience of your students, it is important to approach them with a clear plan in mind. 5 main characteristics of a effective lesson plan. It also builds upon states prior knowledge when planning for lessons. Most of us focus on tremendous effort on the content we will teach. And it also allows for more flexibilities, clarifies transitions, allows time for students in involvement, and also prompts teacher to reflect. Now let's proceed to learning objectives. Well, objectives, what is the student should know or be able to do by the end of the lesson. Example of this is that by the end of the lessons, students will demonstrate proper use of online research tools to gather information on a given topic. And so that's all. The next presenter will explain further about the structure of a lesson plan. Thank you for listening.
Good day, Coach Jude. I'm Maybelline Savager from Study Hub 2, number 3. So now, I'm going to continue the report of Miss Yasha Rubia. So number 2, we have the teaching content you will deliver and explore throughout the lesson. So what is teaching content in lesson plan? So, this refers to curriculum you will deliver and explore throughout the lesson, learning activities, integrated strategies to engage learner in active learning. So here in teaching content, it is the basis of the teacher on how they will deliver or what will be their deliberation in each lesson so that they will be guided and the students will follow what is the lesson that is given by the teacher. So number 3, we have the lesson planning, evaluation, or assessment. Planning for lessons is a process that involves 3 stages. So first, we have the pre-planning, before writing the plan. At this stage, you think about what to include in the lesson, selecting resources while considering the lesson objectives and student needs. So next, we have the lesson planning, writing the plan. This is the stage of writing the lesson plan following a given template. It would be better to plan your lesson ahead so that you can have enough time to revise your plan. You can plan for the 5 days in advance and revise daily your plan. You may think of planning a number of all lessons to have time for revision. So in lesson planning, you must write your lesson plan ahead of time so that you can revise it or change it to be a good lesson plan. So the time you spend knowing your students can support your plan for more lessons in advance, mainly during the holidays, yet keep updating and mending your plan on the basis of student reaction to the previous lesson. So to make your planning more effective, you need to have a template for your lesson plan. So that's all with my report. Thank you for listening.
Good day, Coach Jude. I'm JB Atido. I'm a member in Study Hub 2 from BTLED ICT 1C. Today, I will talk about chunking teaching strategies. Chunking teaching strategies is a way of dividing large pieces of information or text into smaller units or chunks to make information easier to understand and process. By using this strategy, you as a teacher can reduce the cognitive load on students and help them understand a topic using bits of information one at a time. Chunking will also give you a clear idea about which portion of the topic is difficult for your student. You can use chunking for any length of content to enhance learning process. It has the power to help students memorize a whole range of information like location, letters, words, and even music. The step evolves in the chunking process will depend on the information you wish to chunk. It could involve breaking big pieces of content into smaller units, identifying any patterns or similar in the smaller chunk, organize the information into different groups, collating similar groups, and at that one can study together. In summary, information or text will divide in the smaller pieces and teach the student a bit of information one at a time. And that's all my topic for today. Thank you and God bless.
So for the next topic is Bloom taxonomy or overview of Bloom taxonomy. So what is Bloom taxonomy? Bloom taxonomy is a framework for categorizing educational goals into level of complexity and specificity. So there are 6 levels of Bloom taxonomy. So the first one is remember, define or duplicate, list, memorize, repeat, and states. So the second level is understand. So it classify, describe, discuss, explain, identify, locate, recognize, and report, select, translates. So the third level apply. So apply, execute, implement, solve, use, interpret, demonstrate, operate, and schedule, sketch. So for the fourth level, different, organize, relate, compared, contrast, distinguish, examine, experiment, question, and test. For the fifth level, second to the last, appraise, argue, defend, judge, select, support, value, critique, and weight. So for the sixth level or the last level, create, design, assemble, construct, conjecture, develop, formulate, order, and investigate. So for the summary and conclusion, each level builds on the one before it, promoting higher order thinking as a student move upward. This framework is for classifying educational goals into level of complexity and depth. So this is the last topic of the study up to the learner-centered lesson 1. Thank you for watching.